time was approaching where he should come out and retake his place on the council, although he wanted to do it on his own terms before anyone suspected he was still alive. Adler didn't know how to explain to the One that this would create problems he didn't know how to deal with, not to mention. What would happen to Adler then? The God Magician would replace him. He'd be kicked off the council, the only place he'd ever known. "I'm sorry, Master," Adler said, and Indicos glanced up from the bones, giving him a considering look. The dragon hadn't wanted to accompany him to see the God Magician that day. Maybe it was his growing strength or the strong odor he emitted, but for some reason, the small dragon disapproved of the whole thing. Adler couldn't argue. The One scared him, but that was only due to his power.
"There is something else,"
Talon said, his spotlight-like eyes strobing around the black room. There were no walls, nothing except darkness.
"Yes, my lord,"
Adler said, his shoulders slumped and eyes low.
"Someone has brought something into the House of Seven that shouldn't be here."
"Can you be more specific, Father?" Adler asked.
"I cannot!"
he boomed in reply.
"It could be related to the record of the prophecy I destroyed long ago. All I know is that I sense a new presence, something that doesn't belong in the House of Seven, a creature of sorts. You ought to find this thing and get rid of it."
"Yes, of course," Adler said, nodding and backing away. He hoped they were done.
"Adler,"
Talon said, a growl in his voice that made the younger magician shiver.
"The girl. I don't trust her. Unlike the other royals you've conditioned, she isn't pliable."
"That's because she's been out of the house for so long," Adler explained. "Do you want me to find a way to force her to live here?" Talon shook his head, his long white hair which trailed behind him, sweeping the discarded bones.
"No. You screwed that up already, thinking you were trading her residency for the giant sword, which turned out to be a fake. I want the girl here, less, actually. I believe she senses me in here, and I want no one to investigate this place until I'm stronger and ready to leave it."
Revulsion filled Adler's stomach. He could hardly fathom the God Magician becoming any stronger, but he knew that this time he'd return to full strength. Actually, he'd be stronger than ever. They were nearing the anniversary of the House of Seven, which would fuel him. It was this ritual awakening that was key to keeping the real history of the House of Seven buried. "Are you sure?" Adler questioned. "She shouldn't be able to see the Black Void. I've put up wards."
"Which may not work for her,"
Talon said.
"As you mentioned, she's been out of the house for a long time. She sees the world the way it is, rather than how you've conditioned the others to see things, although you've done a horribly poor job of that."
Adler gritted his teeth. "I've given Olivia Beaufont cases that would detain her for a long time, or maybe even kill her." Adler had considered killing her himself, as he'd done to her family members. But too much suspicion would surround him then. No, it was better if Olivia died on a case, which would definitely happen if she faced these monsters.
"You haven't tried hard enough,"
Talon cut in. "She has support from others," Adler explained. "It's made it difficult. My influence can only do so much on the council, where the power is supposed to be balanced among the members."
"Yes, speaking of cases you can assign to the girl, I want you to bring back an ancient evil that was long ago banished by warriors,"
Talon ordered. "You don't mean—" Adler could hardly believe it. It had taken many warriors, many years to end the reign of those horrible creatures. The House of Seven was supposed to be about fighting evil, so if Adler brought it back, was he going against the very mission he held dear to his heart?
"You know exactly what I mean,"
the God Magician said, holding out his hand. In it appeared a small vial of blood. With shaking fingers, Adler reached for the vial.
"You want me to